right now?
Yeah, you go ahead to that one, then I'll start it.
Do it.
So good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. We have our junior mayor that's presiding over our board meeting this evening. And so give her some grace because she's a little nervous. And so this is Zariah Jones, a Lindop student that's in 5th grade. And during Black History Month, she portrayed me as introducing the first family, Barack President Obama and First Lady Obama, during a Black History program. So in my absence, I just wanted to recognize her for doing such an amazing job in introducing our leadership at a federal level and what good leadership looks like. And give her an opportunity, and all of the kids in the village of Broadview or throughout the Chicagoland region, on what this work is really like when we put them in the seats and they get to preside over a village board meeting. So she will be our presiding mayor tonight. This is Mayor Jones.
All right, Mayor Jones.
And I will be coaching her through the conversation so that the little butterflies go away to make it easy. So bear with us. We're going to get through this tonight. So then let's say I called them at 6:31.
I'll call the order at 6:31. We are located in the village, 2350 South 25th Avenue in Broadview. Mr. Clerk, please call the roll.
Thank you. Yes, I will, Mayor Jones. Trustee Abraham is absent. Trustee Chamalave.
Here.
Trustee Senior.
Here.
Mayor Jones.
Here.
Trustee Shelby.
Here.
Trustees Armour and Miller are absent. Madam President, we do have a quorum. Can we
you
all
call-
please stand for
Mr.
the
Clerk,
pledge?
can you call me in for the record, please?
Yes, I'm sorry. Mayor Thompson. For the record, Mayor Thompson
Here.
is present. Thank you. So, Mayor Jones, can we all please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag Okay, I will now read the Pledge of Civility. In the interest of civility, I pledge to promote civility by listening, being respectful of others, acknowledging that we are all striving to support and improve our community, and understanding that we each may have different ideas for achieving that objective. Now we'll ask for a moment of silence. Thank you.
I would like to make a motion to suspend the regular order of the board meeting and go directly to item 10A and B on the agenda under new business.
It's been properly motioned by Trustee Shelby and seconded by Trustee Chamalave to suspend the regular order of the meeting and go out of order straight to our next item, which will be item 10A. Is that correct, Trustee?
Yes, it is.
10A. And before we get started, let the record reflect that at 6:35 p.m., Trustee Abraham has arrived to the meeting. All right, we are now at, let me ask this. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. Hearing no opposition, we are now at item 10A. And here it is. Item A, honoring of Lieutenant David Yurovich in recognition of his retirement from the Broadview Police Department after 27 years of loyal service.
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve. Motion to approve.
No, we don't need a motion on this. We're going to just honor him.
Chief Niels, please tell us about this retirement.
Thank you, Mayor Jones. Mayor Thompson, trustees, all present firefighters and all of our public safety partners and residents of the Village of Broadview and guests. On 28 January 2025, Lieutenant Dave Yurovich entered my office and shared with me that it was time for him to transition into a new career. Let me just give you a few highlights of Lieutenant Yurovich. Lieutenant Yurovich graduated from St. Joseph High School in Westchester, got his Bachelor of Science degree from Loyola University. He started his career in law enforcement January 5, 1998, here with the Broadview Police Department. Had a little setback where they did some layoffs back in the past, but he came right back. And he will be officially retiring from the Broadview Police Department on March 8th, 2025, with 27 years of service. In his career, Lieutenant Yurovich had well over 40 honorable mentions, and in 2002, he received the Cook County Sheriff's Law Enforcement Award of Merit. He began his career in '98 as a patrolman, had numerous stints as a detective, made sergeant in 2019, and will retire as a lieutenant on January. Just a few words, when I got here in October 2021, I promoted Lieutenant Yurovich to lieutenant, and he's been nothing but stellar. Very opinionated, which is great, but he knew what he was talking about. He didn't sugarcoat anything, and I tell you, as a new leader coming in from the outside, I needed that. When I brought him to the table along with my other lieutenants, he had his personal little seat on the couch in my office, and he kept that seat, and at the end, he would give me his opinion. But he was always respectful and professionalism, and I hate to say it, but he was 99% right in what he shared. I think the Village of Broadview should feel honored and proud to have had Lieutenant Yurovich serving them here in the Village of Broadview. And I will say this, from the Broadview Police Department, you will be missed. I will miss looking from my desk onto the couch past Acom and Clayton and Pierre and seeing you sitting there, and but I wish you nothing. But he will be going to a new career in law enforcement with BNSF Railroad, so it's a totally new career path for him, and I know he's going to do phenomenal. And I just want to wish him, and I want to thank his family who's standing in the back, his sons and his beautiful wife, and say thank you on behalf of the Broadview Police Department. And I'm sorry, his brother's back there. And, you know, like I said, for sharing Lieutenant Yurovich with us. Because I know there was a lot of missed holidays, birthdays, family gatherings. One thing I can say about Dave, when we went through our little tenure of being short in 2021 and 2022, like the other lieutenants, he never had a problem stepping up, working midnights. I think he realized where he stood when he went to tackle a young man and fractured his arm, but deep down inside he felt he still had it and he gave it his effort. And that's when we know we're getting old in this career. You know, our minds think we can, but our bodies will let us know that we can't. But again, on behalf of the Broadview Police Department, we have a little something for you. Okay. We got him a plaque, well, a nice little glass memorial. It says, in recognition for your dedication and service to the Village of Broadview, the police department, and our citizens, Lieutenant David Yurovich, January 5, 1998 through March 8, 2025, 27 years of distinguished service. Thank you, Dave.
Oh, I gotta give a speech. After 27 years, it's hard to walk away. Broadview's always been my family. Even through the good times, bad times, this department was my home. I want to thank everybody for allowing me to be here in my house and serve the community like I've done. I hope over the past 27 years I've served it with honor and did the best I could to protect the citizens and the residents of the community. I'd like to thank my family. It's not hard being married to a cop. We do miss a lot of stuff, and believe it or not, my wife, we've been married now 27 years, got 3 beautiful children. And she stuck with me through it all and sticking with me to into the new adventure. So I couldn't have done it without you. Thanks, Ben. Love you.
Thank you, Mayor.
Trustee Abraham, you have anything you want to say?
Yes, I do, Madam Mayor. I want to thank you for serving our community. That's a long time. You know my parents, and I mean, you did a proud and an outstanding job the entire 27 years, and I'm sure you taught all the newer ones coming on what it's like and how small our community is and how you know everybody. So thank you again. Best wishes to you.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Enjoy your retirement, and God bless you. Thank you for your service.
So you're going to say Trustee Senior? You have anything you want to say? Trustee Senior. Trustee Senior, anything you want to add?
Enjoy your retirement, and thank you for 27 years of service.
Trustee Chalmalavi, anything you would like to add?
Just good luck on your new adventure, and thank you for your service, and your best wishes to you and your family.
I spoke with them earlier, but God bless you, and thank you so much for your service. We really appreciate you.
Lieutenant Yurovich. I'm going to say this, but the Mayor Jones have something she want to say as well. But I will say this, as being elected to this position and coming into a police department when I didn't have a police chief that walked away. You stayed. Through the retirements and those that left the department, you stayed. You went through the hard. And from the bottom of my heart in the village of Broadview, we appreciate you staying the course with us. 27 years in police work, you said it very, very well. It's hard. The only thing that I ask our residents or our police officers to do when they're in the field, at the end of your shift, make it home to your family, because those are the people that love you the most. We love you in Broadview, but we know where the real love resides. And you made sure that the officers that was under your guard, that they had every tool and resource that they needed to do their job. And for that, I'm grateful, and I appreciate you, and I wish you all the best in your new career path. Hopefully it won't be as hard. So, Mayor Jones, is there anything you want to add? So thank you for your service.
I have a statement. Today, we celebrate L.T. David Yurovich for his remarkable 27 years of service to the Broadview Police Department. Throughout his tenure, L.T. Yurovich has been a pillar of professionalism, dedication, and unwavering commitment to the safety and security of our community. His leadership in the department has not only been instrumental in enhancing our policing efforts, but has also fostered a deeper sense of trust and cooperation between the community and law enforcement. Lieutenant Yurovich's ability to mentor and guide young officers has left a lasting impact, ensuring a legacy of integrity and excellence in the Broadview Police Department. Thank you, Lieutenant Yurovich, for your outstanding service. Your efforts have significantly contributed to making Broadview a safer place for all its residents. As you close this chapter of your distinguished career, we extend your deepest gratitude and best wishes for the future. Your dedication will always be remembered and respected by the entire Broadview community.
You did a great job.
All right, next is item B, a motion to approve the hiring of David Auer, Justin Graham, and Jasmine Williams as firefighter paramedics for the Village of Broadview Fire Department as approved by the Board of Fire and Police Commissioners.
Motion to approve.
Second.
It's been properly motioned by Trustee Senior, seconded by Trustee Abraham. Madam President? Mayor Jones?
Chief Bryant, tell us about these hires.
Sure. Good evening, everyone. Mayor, elected officials, residents, and guests. Today is a good day at the Broadview Fire Department. I'm excited to present our three new firefighters to our team. Our first firefighter that I'd like to talk about is Dave Orr. Dave was hired through our experience-based hiring program. He brings us a great deal of experience, including serving on several technical rescue teams. He is married to Nurse Julie, and they have 3 children together. Our firefighter number 2 would be Justin Graham. He was hired through our experience-based program. He brings a great deal of experience and certifications as well. He is married to Nurse Stephanie, and they are expecting their second child. Their second child. And caveat is they both worked at the same hospital together as well over the years. Firefighter number 3 is firefighter Jasmine Williams. She has been intentional with her journey. She's been working on a private ambulance and serving as a mentor and instructor for the Black Fire Brigade, the program that she came through. Within the last 2 years, she graduated from both Fire Academy and Paramedic School, and she graduated at the top of both classes. She's had a few job offers on the table, but I'm excited that she chose the Broadview Fire Department. Yes. That's it.
So are the new hires here?
Yes.
Can they come up to the front? Yeah, one at a time. You can stand right there. Yeah. We need a motion in a second. Any comments from the trustees? Trustee Abraham?
No comments, just congratulations. We have 3 new ones. That's awesome.
Trustee Senior, do you have any comments?
Welcome aboard.
Trustee Chamalade?
Welcome to Broadview.
Trustee Shelby?
Congratulations and welcome to Broadview.
And lastly, Mayor Thompson.
Welcome to the team, the best fire department in the state of Illinois, that I think. All right, Mr. Clerk. We need a motion in a second.
So we have a motion on the floor by Trustee Senior, second. Motioned already by Trustee Senior and seconded by Trustee Abraham. So we'll take a roll call now. Okay. Roll call. Trustee Abraham.
Yes.
Trustee Chamalave.
Yes.
Trustee Senior.
Yes.
Trustee Shelby.
Yes.
Trustees Armour and Miller are absent. Madam President, this carries 4-0, and this is for the approval of all 3 of the firefighters.
No, this is for David, how you say your last name? Auer. We're doing
we
one
wanna
at
do
a
them
time.
individually?
Yes.
Okay, not a problem. I'll do these individually. So let's go ahead and get you sworn in. Okay, I'm going to ask that you raise your right hand and repeat after me. I,
David Auer,
having been appointed to the office of firefighter paramedic
having been appointed to the office of firefighter paramedic
in the Village of Broadview, County of Cook, State of Illinois,
in the Village of Broadview, County of Cook, State of Illinois,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and I will faithfully discharge the duties
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties
of the Broadview Fire Department
of the Broadview Fire Department
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
Congratulations. Thank you.
So just,
Dave,
Justin. Where's the clerk at?
you need me? We got a first. We got a first. I thought you all were pending. All right, next item is the approval of the new hire, Justin Graham. We'll first take a roll call. Mayor, you ready? Okay. Roll call. Trustee Abraham.
Yes.
Trustee Chalmalabi.
Yes.
Trustee Senior.
Yes.
Trustee Shelby.
Yes.
Trustees Armour and Miller are absent. Madam President? Discussion.
Trustee Abraham, do you have any comments?
No, none.
Trustee Senior, do you have any comments?
No comments.
Trustee Chamalaya, do you have any comments? Trustee Shelby, do you have any comments?
No, I don't.
And Mayor Thompson, do you have any comments?
Yes, Firefighter Graham, just welcome to the team. Broadview is just like the best place to live, work, and play. And I'm just saying that because I live here. Welcome to the team. All right, Mr. Clerk.
Okay, roll call. Trustee Abraham.
Yes.
Trustee Chalmalabi.
Yes.
Trustee Senior.
Yes.
Trustee Shelby.
Yes.
Trustees Armour and Miller are absent. This carries 4-0. All right, let's swear you in. All right, please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I,
I, Justin Graham,
having been appointed to the office of firefighter paramedic
having been appointed to the office of firefighter paramedic
in the village of Broadview, county of Cook, state of Illinois,
in the village of Broadview, county of Cook, state of Illinois,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the state of Illinois,
the Constitution of the state of Illinois,
and I will faithfully discharge the duties
and I will faithfully discharge the duties
of the Broadview Fire Department
of the Broadview Fire Department
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
Congratulations.
All right, next on the agenda, we're going to get an approval for Jasmine Williams. Madam President, did you want to just do a roll call?
Yes.
Okay, roll call. Trustee Abraham.
Yes.
Trustee Chalmalabi.
Yes.
Trustee Senior.
Yes.
Trustee Shelby.
Yes.
Trustees Armour and Miller are absent. Madam President, this carries 4-0. All right, let's get sworn in.
Hold on, Clerk. Trustee Abraham, you have any questions or comments?
No comments, just welcome aboard.
Trustee Senior.
Trustee Senior, do you have any comments?
Welcome. Trustee Chamalada.
Trustee Chamalada, do you have any comments?
Welcome to Broadview.
Trustee Shelby.
Trustee Shelby, do you have any comments?
Yes, congratulations and welcome to Broadview.
And Mayor Thompson, do you have any Comments?
Yes, we're going to be here for about 10 minutes because I have a lot to say. You know, Broadview has been through a lot of hard as it relates to race relations in our police department and in our fire department. And it's just an honor to be a living history. And this fire department was ran by all white men. Unapologetically, I say it. But today, you see the first African-American woman that's being sworn in as a firefighter that's really showing what diversity look like in departments across this nation. And I'm extremely proud because I'm the first elected black mayor for the village of Broadview. And the hardships that I have to go through outside of my own race, but within my race and with other women. And so I just want to encourage you, stand strong. You are the seed that we've been planting for a long time through the Black Renegade, through Q, through Terry, bringing this culture of awareness that you all can do these jobs too. And I'm extremely honored. It's Women History Month, and we just got out of Black History Month. And we've created so many legacies, and that's why I asked Mayor Jones, Zariah Jones, to preside over this board meeting because I wanted her to witness all the possibilities that we have moving forward as we go through these crises of what we are dealing with in our nation, that we still are resilient people, and we stay the course. She is the third woman that's ever worked in our fire department, the third. But she is the first black woman to do the job. And I know the training that you all go through could be extremely hard because you have to carry those holes and the agility test, the conditioning that you have to be able to compete with your counterparts. And I just want you to know the fire department that we have, they are solid. They got your back. They got your back. And so as we go through Women History Month, and we acknowledge the work that women went through, even as it relates to voting, it took women to change that narrative. And you standing here as a young African-American woman that's taking a charge in the village of Broadview, taking a chance on us, you just don't know what that means to me. It means a lot. Because you pave a way for her. You pave a way for her friends that look like her that say, I don't know if I want to do firefighter because that work may be hard. But our former chief, Chief Kenny, she was the bomb.com fire chief. And the hard she went through as a chief, as a white woman. You're a black woman. It ain't gonna be easy. But stick with it. It's intentional of the changes that we are making in the village of Broadview. We want to show what diversity looks like. We want to show what equity looks like. And we damn sure want to show what inclusion looks like. That's who we are in Broadview. We are Broadview strong. Every day, every week, we are Broadview strong. So it's my honor to see this witness, a history moment for the village of Broadview, to go into our codifies, to say we have black women that can do these jobs. Because we can, we will, and we have for a mighty long time. So thank you to the fire brigade, Terry, and Q. Where you all at? I see Terry. Where's Q? Q, when I say intentional leadership to make sure he's developed a culture of African Americans getting into the fire service, I thank you. You took a chance on our kids. Thank you, sir, for taking that chance, because a lot of us won't. You believed in them. So thank you, Mr. Clerk, Chief Brian, thank you.
And it's my honor to swear you in. Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
Jasmine Williams,
Having been appointed to the office of firefighter paramedic
having been appointed to the office of firefighter paramedic
in the village of Broadview, County of Cook, State of Illinois,
in the village of Broadview, County of Cook, State of Illinois,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and I will faithfully discharge the duties
and I will faithfully discharge the duties
of the Broadview Fire Department
of the Broadview Fire Department
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
Commissioner Jordan Harper and Commissioner Turner, I personally want to say thank you for being on the Fire and Police Commission Board, because we come across a lot of different things that take place with fire and police that's separate from this governing body. And the intentional of the work that you all do is sometimes go unrecognized because we see it. The public really don't get to see it. So I personally want to say thank you all for being intentional with what the hiring process looked like for the police department as well as our fire department. We are really changing the narrative in the village of Broadview, and I've been here 27 years. I'm seeing it. Thank you. So I need a motion to recess for 10 minutes so that our Mayor Jones could get some pictures with the new hires, our fire department new hires, and our retiree. So we'll call I need a motion and a second to go into a recess.
I motion for a 10-minute recess.
Second.
It's been properly motioned by Trustee Chalmalabi, seconded by Trustee Shelby for a brief 10-minute recess. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. Hearing no opposition, we are now in recess for 10 minutes. Thank you.
Are we taking pictures?
Okay, if we can have your attention, we're about to come out of recess.
Okay, I'd like to make a motion. I would like to make a motion to return to the regular order of business, which would be public comments.
It's been properly motioned by trustee Shelby, seconded by trustee Chamalave to return to the regular order of business. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. Hearing no opposition, we are out of recess and back at the regular order of business. Item 2, public comment. Madam President.
Mr. Clerk, can you please read the public comments for the limit for 3-minute statement, please?
Yeah, please limit your time when you get up to the microphone and podium to 3 minutes. Thank you.
Princess Nemsi. Kate, talking to the microphone.
Yes, Madam Mayor. Well, I was just going over pretty much. There was literature that stated that I was Angela Patterson's campaign manager. I have never been her campaign manager or anything. There was literature that went out stating that. I just want to make sure that I'm clear with the board and with the community. I have never been Angela Patterson's campaign manager. Also, I noticed that they said I was using village funds. I don't have access to village funds, to use village funds. Okay, so that was out there. We talk about accountability. Okay, so if we're going to be accountability, I'm going to ask that this council make sure that, like Judy Abraham, the one that's rerunning, and Chapalaco, be held accountable for missing meetings because they're still cashing checks, that even though they're not here for meetings. So yes, I did challenge, and I put my name on the challenge. But some people challenges and they don't put their name on it. When I throw the rock, I don't have my hands. I throw the rock and put my name on it. So yes, I did make a challenge. They overseed the challenge. I just want to make sure that it's not a good look when people are being called for the campaign, and they're calling some of my family members, telling them why there's a sign there, who you voting for. That's bullying. So I'm just asking, because my people are being called, my mother, people, and my relatives. I have about 10 people that lives over in Broadview. And the only thing I'm saying is just please stop the bullying.
Karen Williams, can you please talk into the microphone?
Good evening, Mayor Jones, Mayor Thompson, and current council. Good evening, Broadview. My name is Karen Williams, and I'm simply standing before you to follow up on a FOIA request I hadn't yet heard back on. It was submitted January 9th, and it was my understanding, I did get a confirmation it was received, and it was my understanding legally that that would be answered, I guess I should say, for lack of a better term, within 5 days. But there were 2 requests to that FOIA, and I have a copy here, but that was pretty much all I wanted to present. How do we go forward from here, Mayor Jones?
Thank you for your comment.
Oh, there's no actual response, or will it come in writing?
This is public comments. We don't address public comments. You made your comment. Is there anything else you would like to elaborate on?
Well, okay. That is my comment then, and I look forward to hearing from the current council soon.
The clerk handles all of our FOIA requests. Thank you for your comment. Pardon? The clerk will respond. He's the FOIA officer for the village. He handles all of our FOIAs.
I got confirmation from him, so I look forward to hearing.
All right, thank you.
Angela Patterson, can you please talk into the microphone?
Good evening, Broadview Board. I just want to say that I submitted multiple FOIAs as well. I received one response from my October FOIA this week, or maybe last week, the end of last week. I was also concerned that the officers had received their retro yet. I know that has to come out of the budget, so I just want to make sure you all get paid as a concerned resident. I know you all go through a lot, and having your money is very important. So I just want to put it out there that I hope you all receive your raises and retro very soon. I also have concerns of improper information being disseminated in documents as well. Princess Dempsey, as stated, is not my campaign manager. I'm not sure.
We don't
if-
address
Again,
address
I want to
politics.
state it was put in public and it was
Ms.
put on
Patterson,
documents disseminated
shut her
to
mic
the
off.
residents.
Shut her mic off. It's a political conversation. If you have a public comment, you're more than welcome to make a public comment regarding not politics in the village of Broadview.
Sherman Jones, can you please talk into the microphone?
If we have any more interruptions during this board meeting, we're going to ask you to be escorted. We're going to escort, you do not have the floor. Please escort him out. This is a business meeting, and escort them out of the building. This is a business meeting. Is that a threat to our clerk? It's not how I take it. Is it a threat? Mr. Clerk, please take your seat. Thank you. Mr. Jones?
I certainly don't miss this. Man. Jesus. First of all, listen, I happen to be the first black mayor of Village of Broadview. I was in office for 8 years. I was on the board with Mayor Thompson, the current mayor today, back in 2017. And I've gone out of my way to stay out of the political arena and out of village business and all that other stuff. The reason I'm here tonight is because my name came up and I got a couple of phone calls about a lawsuit that was levied against the Village of Broadview, which was the strip club issue. Mayor Thompson, and you can address this in your closing comments, because I'm not here to be acrimonious or anything like that. But we know that we were in negotiations prior to her getting in, and then once she got in, I know that she had announced last year that it was resolved at $15,000, and then just recently it came up that it was an enormous amount of $938,000 that was awarded to the strip club. And then apparently people were blaming me for it. And so I just want to make sure that everybody knows that I haven't been in office since 2017. I haven't been involved in any of those discussions or anything like that. And I just wanted to make sure that everybody was aware, that I had nothing to do with it. So I don't want to go beyond the 3-minute rule, but I also would like to add something, if you give me some latitude, Madam President, because I'm not here to, like I said, be acrimonious or create any acrimony or anything. I'm grateful that we got more minorities on staff. It's a wonderful thing. I have been a resident of Broadview since 1962. I was here when they were burning crosses in people's yards. I was here when people were getting Molotov cocktails and houses were being burned down and our own fire department would not even respond. So and I'm saying this, I'm not saying this to impress you, but to let you know that how far this has turned around since I became the mayor in 2009, okay? We had our first minority police chief, which was a Cuban. The fire chief that you inherited from me, to your point, was the bomb, the first female fire chief. So there were a lot of firsts that came along when I was in. And I want to thank the mayor for continuing the first, not to be blowing any smoke up her rear or anything like that. But at the end of the day, we still have a municipality we got to take care of. And I just came to just make sure that you at some point address this issue with this lawsuit issue as it relates to me, because when people call me and talk about, well, this was you, this, no. And that's a court issue. They went through the court. So without giving them any details, thank you for your audience, and I'm going to let it go at that, because I'm not going to talk about politics. All right.
Thank you,
Thank
Mayor
you, folks.
Jones.
All right.
So let's give Mayor Jones a round of applause for being our first elected mayor in the village of Broadview. And so typically, I don't address public comments, but I do want to address the rumor that he brought up that it was under his watch. This lawsuit was 17 years prior to him getting to the lawsuit. He inherited, just like I inherited. And at my last board meeting that we held, if you watch the YouTube video in the president comment, I explained that to the public. So what I will ask media to do is to take that clip so that everybody is aware of what's taking place as it relates to the lawsuit. Mayor Jones fought that tooth and nail, and he caught hell on this board for fighting tooth and nail to keep the strip club out of the village of Broadview. So whoever that rumor came from, it didn't come from nobody on this board because we know what the facts and the truth is. So, we're not gonna go back and forth. We know it wasn't you. It was prior to you, so thank you. Okay, Mr. Clerk.
Thank you, Madam President. So that concludes our public comments for the evening. Next is presentations. Number 3, we have none. Bringing us to item 4, communications. Join Mayor Katrina Thompson and the Village Board of Trustees for insight into how your tax dollars are being spent. This will be the Village of Broadview Community Meeting, Wednesday, March 5th, 6 p.m., right here at Village Chambers. We'll be reviewing the Broadview 15 to 20-year comprehensive plan. Next, restore, reinvest, renew. Don't let your past conviction or arrest stop your future. CGLA, attend a free seminar conducted by Cabrini Green Legal Aid for residents of Maywood, Broadview, and Bellwood. This will be held Saturday, March 15th at 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. over at the Proviso Leiden Council for Community Action, PLCCA, located at 411 West Madison Street. For more questions, call 312-217-3948. Next, PT Man Small Business Community Resource Event, being held Thursday, March 20th from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. This will be held over at Concordia University, 7400 Augusta Street in River Forest. That concludes communications for this evening. Next, item 5, consideration to approve the following minutes. Minutes from the February 10th, 2025 special board meeting. It's been properly motioned by Trustee Shelby, seconded by Trustee Chamalave. Madam President.
Trustee Abraham, do you have any questions or comments?
No questions.
Trustee Senior, do you have any questions or comments?
No questions.
Trustee Chamalava, do you have any questions or comments?
No questions.
Trustee Shelby, do you have any questions or comments?
No questions.
Mr. Clerk, can we get a roll call?
Yes, we can, Madam President. Trustee Abraham.
Yes.
Trustee Chamalave.
Yes.
Trustee Senior.
Yes.
Trustee Shelby.
Yes.
Trustees Armour and Miller are absent. Madam President, this carries 4-0. Thank you all. Next, item 6, consideration to approve expenditures, grand total of all funds, $584,952.13 for the period ending February 12th, 2025.
Motion to approve.
Second.
It's been properly motioned by Trustee Chamalave, seconded by Trustee Abraham. Madam President.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. Trustee Shelby, the Finance Chairwoman, will you please read the warrant list?
Yes, Mayor. Okay, the vendors are Active Internet Technologies in the amount of $6,096. Air One Equipment Incorporated, $5,651. Altifer Industries Incorporated, $5,712.99. AT&T, $9,537.36. B&F Construction Code Services Incorporated in the amount of $5,665. Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois, $146,930.08. CDB Electric LLC in the amount of $7,046.83. Comcast Business in the amount of $3,644.05. Commercial Tire Service, $2,855.92. Delgado Law Group LLC in the amount of $13,839. Edwin Hancock Engineering Company, $9,912.72. Geno's Heating and Plumbing Incorporated, in the amount of $112,476.30. Home Depot Credit Services, in the amount of $3,487.27. Illinois Public Safety Agency Network, in the amount of $3,150. Jordan Capipano, in the amount of $8,897.81. Mulder's Collision Center, in the amount of $4,261.38. Pipe View LLC, $4,250. SBC Waste Solutions, $46,061. Suburban General Construction Incorporated, in the amount of $124,897.74. The Intelligent Group LTD, $8,000. And Tier Point LLC, $6,335.16. The total of expenditures over $2,500 came to $538,647.22, which is 92% of our total expenditures, in the amount of $584,952.13. We had some manual payments. The vendors, Claus ADR Incorporated, the date of the check, February the 3rd, 2025, check number 87562, in the amount of $1,075. And another check for Tran US Incorporated, on date February the 11th, 2025, check number 87563, in the amount of $87,011, which totaled manual checks of $88,086. The following funds were affected by these expenditures. You have the general fund, in the amount of $282,545.99. You have the garbage fund, in the amount of $46,120.61. You have the Roosevelt and 17th Avenue TIF fund, in the amount of $128,877.74. You have the Capital Projects Fund, in the amount of $5,501.68. And then you have the Water and Sewage Fund, in the amount of $121,906.11. Again, for a grand total of $584,952.13. Madam Mayor, that concludes my report.
Thank you, Trustee Shelby. Trustee Abraham, do you have any questions?
No questions.
Trustee Senior, do you have any questions?
No questions.
Trustee Chowmalade, do you have any questions?
No questions.
Trustee Shelby, do you have any questions?
No questions.
Mr. Clerk, can we get a roll call?
Yes, we can, Madam President. Trustee Abraham.
Yes.
Trustee Chowmalave.
Yes.
Trustee Senior.
Yes.
Trustee Shelby.
Yes.
Trustees Armour and Miller are absent. Madam President, this carries 4-0 to pay the bills. Thank you all. Next is grand total of all funds. We're going to also consider to approve these expenditures. Grand total of all funds, $646,569.48 for the period ending February 26, 2025.
Motion to approve.
Second.
It's been properly motioned by Trustee Abraham, seconded by Trustee Senior. Madam President.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. Trustee Shelby, Finance Chairwoman, will you please read the warrant list from February 26th?
Yes, Mayor. Okay, the vendors are Abel Garcia Cruz, in the amount of $2,500. Air One Equipment Incorporated, $12,172.90. L. Warren Oil Company Incorporated, in the amount of $20,452.19. Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois, in the amount of $144,563.38. Broadview Westchester Joint Water Agency, in the amount of $336,048.18. We have ComEd, in the amount of $4,072.70. David Ormsby Incorporated in the amount of $3,000. Delgado Law Group LLC, $21,042.73. Enterprise FM Trust in the amount of $28,774.54. Hume Electric Incorporated, $6,395.70. Lincoln National Life Insurance Company in the amount of $6,398.63. Network Crew in the amount of $3,200. Target Solutions Learning LLC, $3,431.60. The Intelligence Group LTD, $4,000. Uline in the amount of $3,897.91. Verizon Wireless in the amount of $2,680.08. The total of expenditures over $2,500 came to $602,630.54, which is 93% of our total expenditures in the amount of $646,569.48. We also had an electronic payment, and the vendor was Chase Credit Card, payments reflecting as of January the 25th, 2025, in the amount of $7,178.65. The following funds that were affected by these expenditures: we have the general fund in the amount of $299,308.47. We have the motor fuel tax fund in the amount of $3,776.48. The capital projects fund in the amount of $3,897.91. And we have the water and sewage fund in the amount of $339,586.62, again, for a grand total of $646,569.48. Madam Mayor, that concludes my report.
Trustee Abraham, do you have any questions or comments?
No, I do not, Madam Mayor.
Trustee Senior, do you have any questions or comments?
No questions.
Trustee Chamalade, do you have any questions or comments?
No comments, Mayor.
Trustee Shelby, do you have any questions or comments?
No questions.
Mr. Clerk, can we get a roll call?
Yes, we can, Madam President. Trustee Abraham,
Yes.
Trustee Chamalave,
Yes.
Trustee Senior,
Yes.
Trustee Shelby,
Yes.
Trustees Armour and Miller are absent. Madam President, this carries 4-0 to pay the bills. Thank you very much. Next. Item 7, application for the authority to expend funds totaling $71,776. We're going to do this in two separate POs. So the first will be Altor for Cat in the amount of $21,780 for the Public Works Department. Need a motion.
Motion to approve.
Second.
It's been properly motioned by Trustee Senior, seconded by Trustee Abraham. Madam President.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. Trustee Abraham, do you have any questions or comments?
No questions.
Trustee Senior, do you have any questions or comments?
No questions.
Trustee Chamalade, do you have any questions or comments? Trustee Shelby, do you have any questions or comments?
No questions.
So just for a point of transparency, this $21,000 expense that's coming out of Public Works is the loader. So when they scraping up all the dirt to put in the dump trucks, that's what this piece of equipment is.
Mr. Clerk, can we get a roll call?
Thank you, Madam President. Yes, you can. Trustee Abraham,
Yes.
Trustee Chamalave,
Yes.
Trustee Senior,
Yes.
Trustee Shelby,
Yes.
Trustees Armour and Miller are absent. Madam President, this carries 4-0. Thank you. Next, this will be the purchase order for Monroe Truck Equipment, Inc. in the amount of $49,996, also for Public Works. Need a motion.
Motion to approve.
Second.
It's been properly motioned by Trustee Abraham, seconded by Trustee Senior. Madam President, open for discussion.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. Trustee Abraham, do you have any questions or comments?
This is just another item from the Public Works. It's within their budget guidelines for both of them, okay?
Trustee Senior, do you have any questions or comments?
No questions.
Trustee Chamalate, do you have any questions or comments?
No, I don't.
Trustee Shelby, do you have any questions or comments?
No questions. The mayor answered it already. Thank you.
Mr. Clerk, can we get a roll call?
Yes, we can, Madam President. Trustee Abraham?
Yes.
Trustee Chamalave?
Yes.
Trustee Senior?
Yes.
Trustee Shelby?
Yes.
Trustees Armour and Miller are absent. Madam President, this carries 4-0. Thank you all. Next is item 8, committee reports given at each first meeting of the month, starting with our Business License Committee. Trustee Armour, who is absent. Does anyone have anything in her stead? Nope. Okay, moving on to Police and Fire Committee. Trustee Miller, also absent today. Does anyone have anything in her stead? No? Thank you. Next item, this will be for the Finance Committee. Trustee Shelby.
No, I have nothing to report.
Thank you, Trustee Shelby. Next, Building and Public Property. Trustee Chamalave.
None today.
Thank you, Trustee. Next, Water, Drainage, and Health. Trustee Senior.
No report at this time.
Thank you, Trustee. Next, Street, Sidewalks, and Alleys. Trustee Abraham.
No report.
Thank you, Trustee. Next, item 9, Old Business. We have none. Moving back to item 10, only this time we're at item C. A resolution of the Village of Broadview, County of Cook, State of Illinois, reappointing Jerome Reed to the Police Pension Board.
Motion to approve.
Second.
It's been properly motioned by Trustee Chamalave, seconded by Trustee Abraham. Madam President?
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. Mr. Reed couldn't be here tonight for other obligations, but he's been serving on our Police Pension Board for way before my tenure as mayor. He was actually appointed during Mayor Jones' tenure, and he would like to remain on the pension board. So it just make the formalities is we have to go through this process to keep him on the board. So, Trustee Abraham, you have any questions or comments?
None.
Trustee Senior?
No questions.
Trustee Chamalave?
None.
Trustee Shelby?
No questions.
Mr. Clerk, can we get a roll call, please?
Yes, we can, Madam President. Trustee Abraham?
Yes.
Trustee Chamalave?
Yes.
Trustee Senior?
Yes.
Trustee Shelby?
Yes.
Trustees Armour and Miller are absent. Madam President, this carries 4-0. Thank you all. Next item, D, a resolution approving the 2025 Community Development Block Grant Application.
Motion to approve.
Second.
It's been properly motioned by Trustee Abraham, seconded by Trustee Senior. Madam President?
Thank you. Foreman Glenn and Chris Baker, you want to tell us about this?
Good evening, everyone, Mayor and trustees. At this time, I will call up Chris Baker with Hancock Engineering to provide more details.
Good evening.
Good evening.
This is just a grant that the village submits annually to the Cook County CDBG Community Development Block Grant. We are submitting a grant to repave and fix the concrete on Elizabeth and also 14th Street from 12th Avenue to 9th Avenue. The grant we're asking for is $500,000. The village would have about $120,000 match. Typically, we find out about the grant will be submitted next week. Typically, we find out in August, but it'll be construction next year.
Thank you, Chris. Trustee Abraham, you have any questions or comments?
No questions.
Trustee Senior?
No questions.
Trustee Chamalave?
No questions, no.
Trustee Shelby?
And you were saying out of the 500,000, the village is,
So the total project cost is expected to be, I think it's like $630,000. The maximum grant that we can apply for is $500,000. So the
Okay.
village would be on the hook for the remainder.
okay, thank you.
Yep.
Thank you, Trustee. Mr. Clerk, can we get a roll call, please?
Yes, we can, Madam President. Trustee Abraham?
Yes.
Trustee Chamalave?
Yes.
Trustee Senior?
Yes.
Trustee Shelby?
Yes.
Trustees Armour and Miller are absent. Madam President, this carries 4-0. Thank you.
Thank you.
On to item E,
Wait, you can stay
a
right there.
resolution awarding
Stay
the
right there.
contract and approving an agreement for emergency 17th Avenue water mains repairs after competitive bidding in the Village of Broadview, County of Cook, State of Illinois.
Motion to approve.
Second.
It's been properly motioned by Trustee Abraham, seconded by Trustee Senior. Madam President?
Thank you. Chris and Foreman Glenn, you want to tell us about this emergency repair?
Sure. So for those that don't know, the state of Illinois is coming through and they're going to be repaving 17th Avenue from north of Broadview all the way through Broadview. So that's it's very good news. It's going to repave the road and do some concrete repairs as well, just south of Roosevelt. Prior to them coming in, the village wants to go through and replace 2 sections of water main where Public Works kind of went through and they cataloged breaks that have happened over the last 10 years or so. And there's 2 specific areas, one by 15th and one just north of 13th Street that have had significant breaks. So prior to the roadway being redone, it's just to replace 2 150-foot section of the water main.
Thank you. Trustee Abraham, you have any questions or comments?
No questions.
Trustee Senior?
No questions.
Trustee Chalmalave?
None.
Trustee Shelby?
Yes, I'm seeing here the lowest response, the bid was 264,000.
Yes, which was slightly below our estimate, I think was 275,000. The low bidder is Suburban General. They were actually in town last year. They did the water main improvement north of Roosevelt from Roosevelt to Harvard.
Okay.
Fillmore, sorry.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Trustee. So what I'm looking at is the cost is $264,975 is the cost of the project. So it was under the lowest bidder.
Right.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Clerk. Can we get a roll call, please?
Yes, we can, Madam President. Trustee Abraham?
Yes.
Trustee Chalmalave?
Yes.
Trustee Senior?
Yes.
Trustee Shelby?
Yes.
Trustees Armour and Miller are absent. Madam President, this carries 4-0. Thank you all. Next, item F, a resolution authorizing and approving an agreement with 7 Generations Ahead for sub-consulting services related to the Illinois EPA EECBG grant for the Village of Broadview, County of Cook, State of Illinois.
Motion to approve.
Second.
It's been properly motioned by Trustee Abraham, seconded by Trustee Senior. Madam President.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. So item F and item G go hand in hand. It's just 2 different contracts, but it's coming from the same funding. So the Village of Broadview, we applied for an energy plan through the IEPA to create our energy plan. And so this is an initiative of C4. C4 has pledged to achieve 45% greenhouse emissions reduction by 2030 from 2010 levels. And this proposal will not only serve Broadview's efforts to achieve that goal, but will serve other C4 communities, including many that qualify as environmental justice communities. With an energy plan development process and an energy plan model that communities can adopt and use to achieve their greenhouse gas emissions reduction goals. The project will assemble a review team, starting with members of the Broadview Alliance for Sustainability. That's our sustainability coalition that we have in the Village of Broadview, to review the draft energy plan and recommend revisions. The Alliance monthly meetings will serve to guide the overall project, and a special energy plan review session will occur toward the end of the project. So with 7 Generations Ahead, that's who we've partnered with. The grant that we received was $145,400. So out of that, $68,500 is for SGA, and that's what I'm asking the board to approve tonight. Trustee Abraham, you have any questions or comments?
No questions.
Trustee Senior?
No questions.
Trustee Chalmalave?
No.
Trustee Shelby?
No questions.
Mr. Clerk, can we get a roll call vote?
Yes, we can, Madam President. Trustee Abraham?
Yes.
Trustee Chalmalave?
Yes.
Trustee Senior?
Yes.
Trustee Shelby?
Yes.
Trustees Armour and Miller are absent. Madam President, this carries 4-0. Thank you. Next, item G, a resolution authorizing and approving an agreement with Urban Efficiency Group, LLC, for sub-consulting services related to the Illinois EPA EECBG grant for the Village of Broadview, County of Cook, State of Illinois.
Motion to approve.
Second.
It's been properly motioned by Trustee Shelby, seconded by Trustee Chalmalave, Madam President.
Thank you. So this is what I just described in the earlier, but it's a different vendor, Urban Efficiency Group. And the amount that they will be paid out of the grant is $38,500. But I want to add, we have monthly meetings with our business stakeholders, residents, and we just included our Broadview Young Scholars to be at the table to have this conversation. And when I say the importance of including them and having them at the seat at the table to make decisions, they actually coming up with better ideas than those that's doing the work. Yeah. And so the business stakeholders that's part of this, of our alliance, they are intrigued and inspired by them. So our 8th graders at Lindop School are tapping into environmental sustainability because we're giving them a platform that they can participate in, and they can say, I was a part of that when the plan come together. So as we go through this, just be on the lookout that the 8th graders will be doing a presentation on the plan that's developed. Mr. Clerk, Can we get a roll call, please?
We're going to do, did you do the questions and everything already?
Trustee Abraham, you have any questions? I'm sorry. No questions. Trustee Senior? No questions. I just get excited about the
Me too.
environmental stuff.
And
Trustee
Mayor-
Chow
and Mayor-
Malabi?
Mayor, that's what true leadership is all about.
Trustee
Thank
Shelby?
you.
No questions.
Appreciate
Okay,
that.
Mr. Clerk, thank you.
Roll call, Trustee Abraham.
Yes.
Trustee Chamalave.
Yes.
Trustee Senior.
Yes.
Trustee Shelby.
Yes.
Trustees Armour and Miller are absent. Madam President, this carries 4-0. Thank you. Next is item 11, Village Clerk's report. As always, I'm going to be brief. And if you tuned into the last meeting, you will remember that we had public comments basically saying that we don't do our job as the clerk. And I'm going to address that if you don't mind, Madam President. So Angela Patterson lies, and she'll tell you things that she thinks you want to hear, but I know that the residents know better. Because at the clerk's office, we have transparency, and this is all stemming from our leader, Mayor Thompson. We're all transparent and compliant. Yes, Angela Patterson did put in a FOIA request for certain information, specifically credit card information for one of the employees. She asked for credit card statements, and we responded within the FOIA Act. And she lied and told the PAC, which is the Public Access Council branch of the Attorney General, that we did not reply and we were not compliant. So as always, one of the PAC members who I have a very good relationship with, in this particular case, Edie Steinberg, who has ruled in our favor many times in the past where other members, namely Princess Dempsey, has also called foul and been proven wrong. She gave us a determination letter. And first thing she does is she gives me a call and says, Mr. Clerk, can you tell me about this FOIA request? And I gave her a timeline, which I already had prepared because I knew it was coming. I gave her the timeline when the FOIA was received, when we responded, which was in compliance, and the exact response that we gave her, and the date that the email was sent. So now Edie Steinberg, the PAC, is armed with the information, and she goes back to the complainant and says, you know, this is what the village has given us. And what she did was ask me to respond again with the same information that I gave, and I did. So the resulting determination letters is dated February 21st. Dear Ms. Patterson, on November 12th, 2024, you submitted the above referenced request for a review, alleging that the Village of Broadview did not respond to your November 12th, 2024 Freedom of Information Act FOIA. The Public Access Bureau has been notified that earlier today the village responded to your FOIA request at issue in this request for review. Copy of response letter is attached. Now, just because the letter says that earlier today we responded, that was just based on a request from the PAC. She said, respond again, we'll get the determination letter out. But anyone that wants to come to my office and see that we responded on time and in compliance with the FOIA Act is welcome to visit my office by appointment, and I will show you that continuously we will respond and give the correct information because we are transparent, nothing to hide. If I give a blueprint to the average resident and they're not an architect, they probably won't know how to read it, and that's okay. But if I give a box of crayons to Angela Patterson and ask her the color, and she doesn't, that's not my fault. So basically what I'm saying with that analogy is that we gave her the information, she didn't know what she was asking for, but the information was given. So we don't interpret the FOIA, we just respond to the FOIA according to the Act. Madam President, that concludes my report. Next is item 12, Village President, Mayor Katrina Thompson.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. Before I go into my president comments, I'm going to ask Q and Terry to come to talk about the Black Fire Brigade and the work that you all are doing in so many lives of young people across the Chicagoland region. Don't be scared. No, I told him I was doing it.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Village and Broadview residents. My name is Lieutenant Quentin Curtis, retired 37 years on the Chicago Fire Department. June of 2018, we started the Black Fire Brigade. Since the concept of it, we put over 800 young people through school to become first responders, 365 single moms and 14 homeless kids. To this day, we're responsible for over $35 million a year back in the Black community as first responders. That's CPD. Thank you. That's CPD, Cook County Sheriff, Illinois State Police, Houston Fire, Chicago Fire, New Orleans PD. So our kids work all over the United States. Actually, we just got a kid just hired today in the city of Detroit. So he's leaving to go to Detroit. Yeah, so just today. So our motto became, if you teach a kid to save a life, they're gonna be less likely to take one. I was born and raised in Cabrini Green, and all my life I've dealt with death. And I just got sick and tired of it. I've probably seen more people die and killed in my lifetime than the average guy in Vietnam, and I can stand on that. I've been a part of Hurricane Katrina, 9/11, E2 tragedy, 69 West Washington. So I was on a national response team for tragedies. I've seen enough, and I've seen enough of our kids dying, and I did CPR on too many babies to stand around ever again in my life and say, what are we gonna do? I put my money where my mouth was, and most of the money that you've seen spent came out of my pockets. It did not come from any outside sources. So I put my money where my mouth is. And the bottom line is this: if we all just do a little, we can get a whole lot done. But if we're not willing to just do a little, we can't get nothing done. Our kids need access to opportunities. They're the brightest, the sharpest young people you ever seen in your life, and I stake my life in that. I want to thank Terry Winston, my partner in crime over there. Not without her, a lot of this stuff couldn't happen. She's really the backbone of the Black Fire Brigade. She's ensuring that all that paperwork, the stuff that I don't do, I can go on the street and get kids. She could do paper. So I just want to say, if you got any kids between the age of 18 and 30, notify the Black Fire Brigade. It costs a kid absolutely zero. They don't even pay for their own uniforms. We cover their expense 100%. If you have a kid between the ages of 16 to 18, we have a drone program that we get them certified with a PAR 107 license. It costs them absolutely nothing. And with their PAR 107 license, FAA, they start off at 16 years old making $250 an hour. Think about that for a minute. Thank you. Thanks for giving me an opportunity to speak to you this evening. And anything we can do to help any township, any village, any city, we will come worldwide. As long as we're saving lives, that's all that matters to us. Thank you.
Amen. Thank you, Kim.
I'm going to keep it brief. As a Black woman and as a mother, we need to reintroduce our children to public safety. It's our fault that our children aren't police officers and firefighters. And if you carefully think about it, when your child come home from career day and say, Mom, I saw a firefighter, you say, boy, you don't want to be a firefighter. You don't want to run into a burning building. You don't want to be the police. You don't want someone to shoot at you. That's our mistake, that we have that deficit. I would encourage you to find your children, your grandchildren, your nieces, your nephews, the young man at the end of the block. He just needs hope. They need us. Send them to us, and we will train them. We have a 4-month program, EMT. He's very modest. We have a 4-month fire academy program, and then we send them to paramedic school. So all those children that you've seen sitting here today, we wrote a check for them. Today, their instructor, she trained everyone that was having a seat except for 3. Their instructor, the person that pushed them, they watched her make history today, and they will never forget that. So Mayor Thompson, thank you for believing in the Black Fire Brigade. On the golf course, I told you about the Black Fire Brigade. You followed us. You said, let me meet Lieutenant Q. And within 3 years, we, the Black Fire Brigade, has given you your first Black firefighter in your village. And we gave you your first Black female firefighter and we're not done yet. If you keep the doors of the village open to us, we will come out here and we will train them and we will help you meet your mission. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, Terry. I love you more. Thank you. This is the work that requires leadership to do. This is the work, how we look at leadership, how we move the needle for those that's in disadvantaged communities. This is the work, having relationships with people that can move the needle. This is the work, bringing people onto our administration team that can carry out a vision of what our community been asking for. Thank you, Chief Bryant. It's not easy, because you saw for yourself, it's not easy, but I'm a strong woman, and it's Women's History Month, and everything that I do in this village, it starts with them. So I want to recognize her teachers, Ms. Jones and Ms. Stormy. They are in a classroom with children that they get to inspire with minimum support from parents not engaged, schools that don't have the funding to give them the support they need in the classroom. One teacher a lot of times in the classroom, and you're dealing with diverse learners and kids with behavior issues and a whole bunch of things. I appreciate you all as being teachers. You just don't know how much I value what you all do for our kids every day. How she articulated. Give our mayor a round of applause. So we had some public comments, so I'm going to go through them quickly. So Ms. White, just so you know, our office is different. The village trustees and the clerk's office is a different office. The clerk is responsible for all of the village communications, and he's our official FOIA officer, so that's a communication that you would have to have with him to get whatever it is that you didn't get. So just, are you Ms. Williams? Oh, I'm sorry. I might have said Ms. White, I'm sorry. So our offices are separate, and sometimes because I govern over the village of Broadview, everybody want me to govern over everybody, and that's not a reality. I have a great relationship with our clerk's office. We do a lot of work together, but when it comes to the actual operation of the office, it's separate. So he's responsible for that. Ms. Dempsey, you talked about trustees not attending board meetings. There's several others that don't attend either, but the issue that we have, these are elected officials. So every 4 years, we have an election. And if it's something you seeing that you paying your hard tax dollars of people not showing up, make better decisions. There's nothing I could do about that. And as it relates to all the other stuff that's political, and I don't need to address it. Ms. Patterson, as it relates to the FOIA request, that's something that's, the offices are separate. But I do want to say, I want to apologize to my student for what you saw tonight. That is not how adults should be conducting themselves during a business meeting in the village of Broadview. We are professionals on this board. We know how to conduct ourselves, but people have emotions, and we honor their emotions. But this wasn't the time and place to do that with you witnessing that. So for me, I apologize that you saw that.
I forgive you.
So, and it's actually very embarrassing to the village of Broadview that we have adults to conduct themselves in such a way that they can't control themselves or follow the rules. The rules are the rules. And when we don't align with the rules, we create chaos and division within our community. Let's rewind the tape. I've been here 27 years. And when Mayor Jones got elected, I bet you I didn't miss very board meetings. Matter of fact, I stayed till the end of board meetings. I didn't come and make a comment and leave. I would stay to the end because I wanted to know how they was governing themselves. They come, make public comments, and then they leave. Are they really about the govern of the business of the village of Broadview? So they can go watch a video, but to hold this seat, you got to stay to the end. And so as we move forward, absolutely, any information that come out, I am going to address misinformation because the community deserves to know what the facts are, not somebody spinning it and twisting it to fit their narrative. So yes, I will address all misinformation through because we're talking about operations. Our police officers not being paid or retro pay, that's not a fact. That could be coming from a disgruntled police officer that's making these assumptions that they didn't get paid. Everyone that was in our bargaining agreement that had retro pay has been paid. So don't let people spin you, because they will, to get whatever they want. And then as it relates to Mayor Jones, I addressed that immediately because it's not his fault. Those that were here when we was going through that battle with, matter of fact, I've been here 27 years. When they brought the strip club and they was picketing for the board not to make certain decisions, me and my daughter, she was 2 years old at the time. We was out here in front of this municipal building. We was out here with my daughter saying we don't want strip clubs in our community. Mayor Jones, he fought that. And I made a statement at the last board meeting. If you intentional about how we govern ourselves in the village of Broadview from this level of the board, we stream all of our board meetings. We don't have any secrets. Just watch it to the end and you'll get all the information you need to know as it relates to the Chicago Joe's Strip Club. But you want to know what's even better? The money that we do have to expend, we got it. We got it. We ain't got to rob Peter to pay Paul to pay it. We got it, right, Director Hood? That's the blessing of fighting for 17 years for this community. That's the blessing that those our neighbors that they was sitting up the strip club, they didn't give us a nickel or a dime, and it would have impacted them the most. But ain't nobody going to their board meetings kicking up no dust, saying how y'all gonna help Broadview. That was on the backs of these taxpayers. We did that. And so now we finally get to say that chapter is now closed under the watch of Mayor Katrina Thompson, and I'm proud of the work that we've done to keep the strip clubs out of the village of Broadview. So now it's Women's History Month. And I'm all about women, elevation, uplifting, inspiring. And I may not get along with a lot of women, but one thing I'm not gonna do, I'm not gonna tear that woman down. Not on social media, not on no platforms, and not to nobody else. But I will, when you come for me, I'm coming back. I will do that because you know what? Nobody takes up for Katrina like Katrina can. So yes, I do have a voice, and I will utilize my voice because nobody fights for me. I have to do that. In the position that I hold, I know I'm a target. I know I'm a target, but I don't run from it. And I want to show our young mayor, don't run from it. Stand strong on your strength and on your beliefs, because if you don't, they're going to run over you, and they keep coming back. They're going to keep coming back, and you're going to keep coming back, and you keep standing, and you keep living in your truth, because the truth is your power. The truth is your power, and you don't let nobody take that from you. Nobody. The truth is your power. And it's a shame that we have black women that want to attack other black women just because they feel like they can. So it's with great pride that I announce that I've been accepted to the Fellow of the Smart Growth 2025 Champions Institute. This prestigious opportunity allows me to develop into smart growth strategies that promise to transform communities like Broadview into more resilient, healthier environments. My dedication to sustainable community designs aligns seamlessly with the goals of the Champion Institute, empowering us to envision a brighter future for our own town. When I say God got an eye on Broadview, the rooms that he's allowed me to participate in to advocate for the resources and services we get in this village, we are the smallest village on a national platform that's a part of this. We get to change the landscape. We got a voice at the table to do that. And when we're not at the table, guess where we at? We on the menu. We at the table, so we eating too. In the spirit of progress, I'm thrilled to share that we have completed our first draft of the Broadview Comprehensive Plan, the first since 2006. So let me break that down. The Village of Broadview had a comprehensive plan. Now just think about this. Mayor Jones got elected in 2009. The village had a comprehensive plan that said 2006. We have not had a comprehensive plan ever, because the comprehensive plan that they did in 2006 was for them to get a grant for land use. So the comprehensive plan that we have is just for land use only. We are doing a village-wide comprehensive plan. And this pivotal document is shaped by the valuable insights at our community meetings that we've hosted, our Juneteenth celebration, and it's designed to guide our village for the next 15 to 20 years. It's a plan that reflects our voices, embodies our collective vision for the entire village of Broadview. So to those that sat on our steering committee, the board of trustees, all of the residents that participated in the community meetings, showing up at the Juneteenth, giving their input, these are your voices. It's not a plan that I designed. I just brought it to the table, but it's with the voices of our department heads, our board of trustees, the people that live here. Our kids got engaged with input on this. And it's a document that we will have for the next 15 to 20 years to take us to the next level. And we're 8,000 residents. And it's big, y'all. I'm just excited. We've also celebrated Broadview's rich history during Black History Month, sharing our community legacies on the mayor's Facebook page. The initiative underscores our ongoing commitment to honor and uplift the spirit and contributions of our community members. In educational news, Lindop is set to receive $391,530 in property tax relief. This funding will significantly enhance our local education system, expanding resources and opportunities for our students. Our leadership team have also completed the Dare to Lead trainings, developing skills across various dimensions of power, understanding the impacts of fear and control, cultivating collaboration, strengthening personal agency, and harnessing self-awareness for ethical decision-making. These trainings have been crucial in fostering an equitable, trustful, and resilient leadership within our own administration. We have a phenomenal leadership team: Chief Mills, Chief Bryant, Director Ames, Commissioner Upshaw, our village administrator, Letisa Jones, and our finance director, Tom Hood. They are phenomenal. Like, they work with our young people. When they come visit the village, they engage with them. They bring them into their office. They show them the way. They get to choose what programming they want to participate in. We let them decide. We don't decide for them. We let them decide, and then they just take it and run with it, and we got a lot of phenomenal young people in our community. As the election cycle approaches, it's my commitment to combating misinformation remains strong. We are dedicated to ensuring that every registered voter in Broadview is well informed about their voting options. I encourage everyone to participate in voting from March 17th to March 31st, or to cast their vote on Election Day, April 1st. It's essential for the integrity of our community and the effectiveness of our governance that everyone's voice is heard. I extend my deepest thanks to everyone in Broadview for your continued support and engagement. Together, we will keep working to enhance our community. Additionally, I'm profound honored to receive the legendary Icon of Humanity Award from Black Men United, only recognizing in the Black Excellent Legacy Award from the Village of Westchester. These accolades not only recognize my individual efforts, but it's the reflect of a positive impact that we are achieving throughout Broadview, the Proviso area, and the wider Chicagoland region. Let's continue to strive for greatness. So I am honored and blessed that I'm being recognized by my colleagues, the Village of Westchester, for Black Excellence, and a Humanity Award from Black Men United. So I thank them for their recognition. And lastly, I would like to give our condolences to Clarence Thomas, who served in many capacities in the village. Not just he was a Broadview resident, but he served on the political landscape for a lot of different people. And so we give our deepest condolences to Clarence Thomas and his family. So that's all I have to say. Just be mindful, be intentional with everything that you do, and just do the work. If you do the work, you're not complaining about what somebody else ain't doing, because you ain't doing it. So with that being said, I want to say good night and God bless you all. Thank you all for being here.
Need a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
It's been properly adjourned. A motion by Trustee Abraham, seconded by Trustee Senior to adjourn this evening's meeting. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed say nay. Hearing no opposition, we are hereby adjourned at 8:20 p.m. Thank you all for coming. God bless and good night.
Hold on, Mr. Clerk.
You got one more thing? Yeah. Oh, and let's all give a round of applause to our interim mayor, Mayor Jones. She did such a wonderful job today. Thank you.
Good night and have a good day.
Thank you.